Good morning. What a crazy day yesterday. All right, so that is one big frickin' bottoming tail bar. I mean, I don't know. I'd have to scroll back and go back and like do an average true range search or something, but um this pattern is a little crazy. What can I say? It certainly looked like it was going to fill that gap, but when it was down there at the low yesterday, it was like, okay, it should bounce. And I said, would it be crazy if this thing turned into a bottoming tail bar after the decline? I mean, look at the decline in the morning. It just comes down to such an obvious place down here where, after kind of a waterfall decline, and it is only a 15-minute chart, of course, and looked even more impressive or bearish on a 5-minute chart as it went down there. And spiders came down into that support area. The Dow was in the support area. And I was like, okay, this thing should stabilize here. It's going to bounce. It could have went flat lined around there, but anyway, it was like, okay, it's down far enough, and it just never stopped rising and rising and rising. The reason, I just think it fed on itself. I'm not sure. Um, Dan asked in the room yesterday, was this some news? And no one, we have some traders in there that watch news feeds, and I just said I think it just fed on itself. But anyway, it's created another void, right? So this creates a void down and just chopped around, and it retests that low. And now the move up obviously creates another void. So a bottoming tail bar, but such a big one, which leads to, okay, what's the factory work thought process? After big wide range bars, you get a resting day. The economic news is out. Markets are not doing much of anything. There was an initial little negative reaction, but not a big deal. Um, and we may wind up being a kind of go nowhere day, and then we'll see tomorrow, or maybe it just goes right back up to the high. It's at minor resistance. It's cleared these pivots. Minor resistance isn't a great reference point of a resistance point because prices were rattling around here. And it traded all the way down, and now it's coming all the way back up again. It's cleared these pivots, and we refer to this as it's beyond what's directly to the left. Now, prices never traded above it. It's part of what I cover in the course about reading support, resistance, supply, demand. And one of the rules is if prices traded above and back below, it's been neutralized. And so will it have zero effect? No, we can't say that. But as you look at different chart patterns over many, many years, as I have, and you have to come up with a rules trading plan, like what we covered yesterday, that trading plan creates a thought process. And so as prices are coming up to this minor resistance this time, prices never did trade above it. So we really can't say it was neutralized. It was somewhat tested on the downside. Prices tried to move back up, but failed and went lower. And that time was like, all right, it'll come down here to fill the gap, and we'll see how it stabilizes in this area. Well, in 2020 hindsight, we know it never got there. And then waterfall down there, right? Wide range bar down, and then right back up again. It's pretty crazy stuff that's going on in this market. So if you're new to the markets and you're saying to yourself, what the hell is going on here? Why would anybody, deal with this schizophrenic price action? Well, it's not always like this. You can see, this advance here was really strong. It was kind of crazy. You look at the daily chart, the way it came down and immediately reversed. But this has kind of been the MO of this market, to do something crazy or abnormal and then reverse it almost immediately. So as you can see, prices are rattling around. You can see the cursor there at that minor resistance. We'll see how it deals with that in the first 15, 20 minutes or so. Um, to go right back down again. might say that would be crazy, Greg. I said, well, this market is crazy. Or will it rattle around here for, 20, 30 minutes, whatever, and go back up to the highs? We'll have to see. Right now, what we know is this advance that occurred, things have gotten a little extreme, extended. If you're an indicator aficionado, you would say on a short-term basis, it's overbought. So would traders be aggressive? They could be, right? But we have to go with historical norms is that after an advance like this, it's only a 15-minute chart, and there was a wide range bar. So here, right into the close, they're committing to the long side, similar to what occurred, I guess, on this Friday. On the, remember that where they just ran it right into the close, and then it's like, all right, it's going to go up, and then it came back down. So when you get that wide range bar committing right into the end of the run, it's suggestive that the run is over. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to go back down, but, just being, common sense, you don't buy something that's taken out a high if you're trading from this time frame. And even if you're trading from the daily time frame, it's the reward to risk makes no sense if you have to put a stop below this bottoming tail bars low to think, oh, it's going to go up here, because we don't know that it'll go up there, with a pattern like this. Anyway, the takeaway is it's a schizophrenic situation, and we'll just have to deal with it until it resolves itself. And so, as we look into, obviously, each day, how does the day progress, and then as we get into the end of the week, tomorrow, remember this weekly chart. This was a little narrow range bar down here, a red bar, and now we've got a green bar. So far, that's closing relatively deep into that. So what that puts us into as far as analysis of what's going on, until it either breaks out or goes back down, it's forming a trading range. And so we had to put our biases in perspective of what is within the time frames that we're looking at. And that's where we're at. All right. So looking at other markets, transports came back yesterday, one of the biggest messes there. Now let's look at SPX. Believe it or not, and again, that reverse up there yesterday and down in the green room when everything came down here. We've got a few traders in there that do credit spreads. I said, this is the time to do the put spread, because there was premium, down here. I was like, should be a no-brainer. But I said, I didn't think it would do this, but there you go. Thinking is not reality all the time, and it doesn't always make sense as to what markets will do and what our own perspectives are, or what we believe it should do. So coming all the way up there, I don't think so. Coming back down there, certainly could. I don't have a good sense. I mean, it is in the middle of the range. This bar is just so big, and this market is so erratic. I think it's unlikely, at least in the morning. I don't think it would go all the way back up there, because it's run such a huge race on a short-term basis. And as we saw on the SPY chart, there was an initial failure to move higher, which totally makes sense after a run like this, that there'd be some selling. And the news is out, and it's not having a positive reaction. It's not such a negative reaction, but it's kind of like just a reaction that says to me, people just want to see is this thing actually going to follow through, or is it going to do, an about face and go all the way back down? Not an easy setup here. So you can see futures aren't doing much of anything. 20 MA stopped right there, but it cleared all of those pivot highs, and it's got room to go up. So look, if this thing can rattle around for 30 minutes, and you never know if we say 30 minutes, if it's 20 minutes, but if you watch the price action, and if we were to see a dip below this pivot low here, and it spring right back up again, that would be what we refer to as a tell. Right? There are buyers lurking below. And when there is such an advance, like we've seen, and there's no support in the immediate area, that means there's a void and it could drop down significantly without really damaging the chart too much. So if this, would be a big move because yesterday was a big move, but say it would come down into this area and then start forming pivots in the middle of the range. Well, if we got some type of a bottoming type of a pattern, well, we could go long in intraday, or maybe it's going to go roll back over. So at this moment in time, I'm not certain what this is going to do because of what I've already explained. So on a short-term basis, maybe something could develop, but look at what these prices are doing here. That is schizophrenic, chaotic, uncertainty, lunacy, ping pong, call it what you want. Stay the hell away from it. Right? NASDAQ futures, same thing, same type of pattern, deep retracement so far, whipping back and forth. Dow is up, you can see there, whatever it is, 100 points, just rattling around, giant tail there, um, likely to consolidate. Overlapping bars, we covered this in coaching. Um, Hopefully you got the replay of that. We sent it out to everybody. The Russell wasn't, it came back, but this may be the better bet for longs if you're considering that. I mean, not that it's got such a great setup, but a lot of times the underperformer does what we call catch-up trades. So they try and catch up with the performers, whereas those that outperformed are up near some resistance or just extended, and they do less. But right now it's just rattling around. So uh, Bitcoin not doing too much here. Jiggles, nothing going on there. Still at the bottom of the range, people trying to figure that out. Gold doing well, getting a nice wide range bar at the beginning of the day. We've been talking about this consolidation here on the weekly chart, assuming that this can hold on to the gain. That should be off to the races up and above these pivots. Silver has not been performing, but maybe, it's got this resistance there, but we're definitely going to keep an eye on this to see how this holds up at this resistance area, because this could be a catch-up trade into next week. Crude oil, as you know, we've been here each morning. This is down at the bottom of the weekly trading range. It's just been, a big whipping back and forth for about a year or so now, and now we'll see if it holds the bottom of this range or not. And so if it starts to break down, I think that's going to be a bearish sign, because crude oil is used in many things, not just cars, but different products. And if that starts to break down and we continue to see interest rates breaking down in the transports, if they start breaking down, you're going to start hearing more calls of, hey, recession. And like I mentioned earlier in the week, Fox News, the business news, they had a pretty interesting historical chart showing every time the 2 and 10-year yield curve, where it was inverted, flipped back up to being non-inverted, it preceded a recession. So one piece of information can be useful, but when you start getting multiple pieces of information, like energy prices and interest rates and transportation stocks deteriorating, the evidence begins to come together to suggest this is what's going to happen. Right. Just looking around other things, it's similar, whipping back down. The buyers came in again. This one is an hourly and an hourly downtrend. Yeah, regional banks, same story there. Um, Technology came back. We talked about this holding. I think yesterday morning I went over a few patterns that were in areas where they were beginning to hold, but holding didn't mean that they would have such a aggressive, meaningful lift off there. So this just produces, a trading range. You've got a pivot high up here, and when trading starts today, right, the software will mark this as a pivot low, and so it's in the middle of the trading range. It's not like a wide range bar breaking out of a trading range. It's just in the middle of the trading range. Retailing, bottom of the trading range. Maybe we'll see if some buyers begin to show up there. There's a little bottoming tail bar. So, like overall, things are not the kind of price patterns that are highly predictable. Right? So, recognizing that, deal with it accordingly. All yours, Dan.
Good morning. Thanks. So PPI today, do y'all remember, I don't know how many months ago, so the PPI was what, 0.1% higher than expected, and it's a yawn. Did you remember, Craig, when economic numbers have different significance at different points in time with whatever people are focusing on? And I remember one time, I forget how many months ago, the PPI was off 1%, 1/10 of 1% like today, and the market went into a nasty tizzy sell-off. Today they don't care. I don't know why. I guess I don't know why. They got CPI yesterday and they know a rate cut's coming, and I'm so sick of rate cut talk, but can't change it. That's the business we're in. So we just trade what we see. Roll, uh, YouTube, Affirm. Yeah. This was on my list yesterday. This would have been a fantastic 30-minute high roll. So many things are extended. So the problem is you have to give a stop yesterday's low. So I think if you do things like this, do a partial while, that's a beautiful monthly too. I'm gonna add this to my core watch list actually. Yes, I like it. I'll put this in a window. Firm. And here's one I just posted, the extreme that's similar. It's a buy setup, a potent reversal, but look at this just crazy extended 15. So I posted it and I put a stop under this WRB here. But there's nothing wrong with scaling into it and looking for pullbacks. Hey, Sam, I am. Up alarm on your Capri. My 4085 alarm just went off. That's that's a logical destination. We only have a third left, but that looks great. Let's set a higher alarm. 41. You know what? Let's move stop 30-minute low at least, just so we don't give up our gains. 1 second, sending the telegram. All right. Roku alarm. Do y'all remember? We had a very long discussion yesterday. A lot of people were all concerned of, damn, what the hell are you looking at? This is resistance. And I said, I know, but you're not digesting everything. It's a big bull flag. It's a gap range expansion. It's a bullish weekly, bullish monthly. And, one question, there's always resistance. But one question we always ask is, well, how did it get to resistance? And this got to it in one day. So that is power and suggests going through this. Now, I was going to give the third lot, and the only reason I waited for today was the extended market, thinking I would get a pullback. But you remember our conversation, Alex? I'm like, well, what? It's going to pull back 25 cents, and my target's 80, so who cares? So yeah, I'm kicking myself for not posting it, but we are in a put spread, so I'm in that too. I'm gonna wait 5 minutes, see what the premium are, and hopefully we can get out at 5 to 10 cents and be done with it. Um, all right, yeah, we're in XLU alarm went off, gold alarm went off. I noticed gold miners blasted here pre-market. Let's look at earnings now. Oh, Alex, CCJ, you gave us yesterday. Nice big old retest W bottom. My up alarm went off. We have a put spread only. I was waiting for a 1, 2, 3 to do a directional. All right, earnings here, OXM. I got it bottom right. I'm gonna put this in my list of ugly gap, but excessive. This thing's down from 107. Let's see what it does. Today's Thursday, so I love doing credit spreads with one DTE because then we only have one overnight risk. So, oh, Sam, your Bravo November alarm went off here. Buy setup, 5 bar turn, but that's actually up a lot now. Kroger is a mess. That had earnings. They're fighting with the FTC about merging. Sam, did you do this? The 68s? We were talking about selling the 68 naked puts yesterday. I personally did not do it. I chickened out. All right, awesome, awesome. You should be able to totally get out at a penny. They expire tomorrow, 78s, $10 lower. Nice job. Gap's too big though for me to want to do anything. Calm was a buy setup at the 50 that we would have bought over the high, but it had earnings. Now that's a nasty gap. Let's put that in the excessive gap category also. 30-minute high, 1 DTE. That's it on earnings. I noticed Jets here perking a little bit. No pattern though, but if somebody wants to scan Jets and maybe find a better one. NVIDIA was on our list yesterday, and I just was not thinking swing long with the markets selling off the way they did in the morning. But if you were not looking at the broader markets, this would have been a perfect entry. Your pullback and reversal and support with a bullish daily. And then the CEO came on and was talking about AI and got everyone excited. And yeah, that could have been part of the impetus yesterday. Nobody ever knows. Delta 20, Whiskey Papa Papa. Yeah, I mean, it's an ADR, the way it gaps, but the pattern's there. Yeah, it broke out, and it's a buy setup on support, bottom and tail, sure. Sure. Now, Delta 20, when you have two bars like this that are so close, I think you're better off waiting. What's today? Thursday over Tuesday's high. Yeah, I have it right here. I'm not ignoring it. I just didn't get to it yet. Yeah, Myrna, we have a put spread that we're in danger, it's a problem child now. And I had posted yesterday, the way we manage these things is always trying to take take the meat of the premium and get the heck out of Dodge. So at least we're out of half yesterday. See this? Closed half at 17 for a beautiful gain. Bid a nickel for half. So in retrospect, should have taken it all. But I did the right thing. That's how we manage these things. Take half, tighten stop. There was only 2 DTE to go, and I'm trying to milk another 12 cents out of the back half. So that's a problem child. At Meta, we did a call spread yesterday, and it's gapping over our 515 strike. So I said no stop 30-minute high. So that's a problem child. I got coin alarm. This is a Climo. I like as a put spread. So this is a Climo, not a clean one with this WRB, but I got 3 bullish inside bars and it's only a 1 DTE. So that is an idea. Delta 20, you got some Arc Ladies Roku. You know what? I totally forgot to look at the Arc Ladies. I even said that in the green room, Delta 20. I'm like, oh, I haven't looked at the Arc Lady in a while. Let's do it. I got distracted like always. Raul, buy setup MT live next week. I don't know what that means. No, buy setups are not the subject. All right, what else we got here? Boeing has some news about they're threatening a strike. We have a call spread on that. PDD, little W bottom. I like that. Adobe, I love this pattern, but I noticed its earnings after the bell. So Sam, I am. There's premium far away. So as long as it holds over 576 to after 3 p.m., my bias would be maybe selling a 520 put spread into earnings. MU, relative weakness. I don't know what's going on today with a gap down, but I have an alarm at 90. If it's able to recover from this gap down, this is a big old W bottom, daily and weekly. See how the weekly just compresses it? But that's a W bottom. Momentum move up, less than a third retracement and some type of retest. So that's on my list. Ralph Lauren, put spread idea, W whiskey over yesterday's high, put spread idea, bottoming pattern. Bravo November. Your Bravo November came back down, Sam. I would like this even better if it closes with a 1, 2, 3. Burke alarm. All right, Burke alarm is there's a number of Climos. We bought a half lot of this yesterday. You can add a half lot yesterday's high. Look at bottom right, OXM. Nah, there's no good pattern there. I don't like gap downs kind of from consolidation, but buyers are stepping up as of now. All right, so just sitting here watching. This a firm I like a lot. Oh, the Roku. Let me check premium. 18. Wow, I would have thought a bigger. I said bid a dime to try to get out. But right now it's at least 18. Let's see if it tightens a little bit. That's what I posted pre-market. But yeah, a firm looks great. KLG is triggering. Getting a couple of alarms now. Um, so the synchronized swimming again. 5-minute diamonds and IWM are showing strength, and the Qs and spiders are breaking their 5-minute pre-market support. Absolutely amazing how the only explanation I think is automated trading. Let me check puts on a firm also. I'm going to place an order Roku at a dime, but I'm not going to get filled unless it rallies or spreads tighten. Um, a firm 3650, 29 by 57. That is an insane spread. Uh, why did my Dollar General alarm go off? I have no friggin' idea. There's no reason for that to go off. All right, Tim Long. Ooh, I don't like that at all. I don't like that at all, Alex. Yeah, that stair step down, yuck. BN, yeah, that's Sammy Boys. G triple I don't know. It came down with a 180. I think it needs to stabilize more unless it's just a put spread. All right, Dollar Tree. I have an early alarm. It's a go over this 123. This was in last weekend's letter. Let me check a 1 DTE put spread even. Would be the 65s. 10 cents is all. I don't think so. Let me check next week. But next week I would have to go down here. The 63s are only 27 cents, so there's no juice. All right, XLY alarm. Wow, that thing took us on a wild ride yesterday. Your Vitali, I have an alarm, but zero turn. Perk, reset alarm. Ralph Lauren alarm. That was a put spread. Let me give you this. I posted it pre-market. CCJ up alarm. We can tighten stop now. All right, I wanted the 170, 165. Wow, 45 cents by 155. These guys are frigging jerks. All right, let's cancel that. But it's 30-minute high could be a long, but I gotta cancel the put thing. I mean, you can do it on your own if you want, but so, even if you get filled, the problem with crazy spreads like that is if you need to take your stop, then you're not going to be a happy boy. All right, coin triggered 159.14. Let's see where the premium is. Q's clawing back. So that's exactly what Greg mentioned, I think, pre-market. If it goes under that base and snaps right back. So bulls are still in control. Haven't traded under a 15-minute bars low yet. 150, 145, midpoint is 33. So we're not getting our desired credit. CCJ 38.36. Midpoint is 15. So we're at 50% of max profit. Burke up alarm. So that's slowly moving.
So retailers may be, they're not moving that much yet, but remember the index is at the bottom of the range, and I
Mhm.
mentioned Ross stores. It's worth the position here. But look at ANF also, right on the 200. Maybe getting in on a pullback here. The weekly is, not a major support.
Lingo, nice. Told you that looked fantastic the way it closed. I think we're at maybe first target right now. Let me look. No, I didn't give a first target. So let's sell a third right now into strength. Hmm. Matt is a problem, Craig. Nope. I don't like the tail. Wow, cow. I said there was another gapper. Watch for a put spread. Buyers step up. No, there's no weeklies.
Didn't we talk about that one yesterday, Jen?
Yeah, that's what I told you
That
pre-market, that it looked great, except it had earnings.
Apple is moving lower, breaking some intraday support here. Markets just aren't moving.
Wow, Oracle of new highs. Wow, Oracle 15-minute chart exploded. And look at the hourly too. Wow, look at that 15 launching pad. All right, oh, here triggered half long. XOP is to get over yesterday's high. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Yeah, we have two trades, long calls and a put spread. Let's sell half. We got these calls. Thanks. Yeah, I was just about to look at that next. All right, now all four horsemen look tired, so careful on their loans. Let's spend 59.57. Yeah, midpoint 7. Wow, Greg, look at Murnick. Yeah, that is nasty. Yeah.
Mhm. That's unfortunate that companies aren't forced to give warnings that news is coming. It blindside people.
Mm-hmm. Gold, apple arm. Let's move stuff. 229.61. VIX breaking out here from a 15-minute base.
From just a 5 minute perspective, spiders and Qs are on first support. So they're still in an uptrend. Nothing of significance has happened yet.
Oh, Zoom. See, what concerned me about this one, there's not a potent turn and there's no support. So these patterns are better when they make a new low and give you a bottoming tail. Then you got a lot more confidence of them holding. It'll be after the bell. But something's wrong with MU. KLG trigger. Yeah, my alarm didn't go off yet. The entry is 6914. Yes, breakout failure. Where's our stop? 37, 44, getting close. EXTR. Actually, I like that little bottoming tail in there. So it just triggered a half lot, but I hope it closes like this because then it'd be a no-brainer 1, 2, 3 to end. Or no, actually, I gave the full thing. I take that back. This used to be a great trading stock in the internet days. Like Juniper, Extreme, you had all kinds, Cisco. You had all kinds of high flying internet, networking stocks. Yeah, yeah, I like Chewy. It's that resistance here, but let's see if it can go sideways. Bullish 15. This was a beautiful tell down here. Gap reversal, turn its way up. That'd be a good spread too. Chewy next week, 27.50. 18 cents is all. Brothers. Yeah, it's just a bounce and a damage stock. GE. I don't like it. I don't like the way it came down unless you're just talking put spread. Yesterday's low. Spready, but $5 wide put spread. I'll keep it on the list for put spread into the close. What's his cousin? GEHC? Not cousin, but spinoff. Healthcare. Roblox triggered. Probably. AD triggered. I'm still behind. 95.80. Roblox was a full lot. Lou, I mean, we were talking about it yesterday, play by play as it was happening. We anticipated it. It was support. It was a climo, slowing momentum. The internals. We had a double bottom on the 5-minute diamonds. Now nobody telling the truth, at least, would have expected the amount of the bounce, but for a tradable bounce, it was there.